Alright, so now I'm going to continue to the free mine to turn in the ingredients for the Ulu Mulu. Which unfortunately means I have a very long sprint ahead of me. And I think I got the, I think I have the chat up in my phone now, so I should be able to see anything. And see, now I'm getting like that, the screen's stuttering slightly. That's a little weird. Exploit. Gorn is still here and he's not attacking me, that's a good sign. Do my save file just to be sure.
How's the situation?
Everything's quiet. Nothing moving in the free mine. It can't be long now till Lee sends reinforcements up here. I'll just make myself at home until then.
Yeah, I have a suspicion that's never
See you later.
That's never gonna happen, buddy. Alright, now I don't think anything has respawned in here. Ah! Oh my goodness, I can't climb right now. I really am struggling to climb. Here we go. Get that light spell back up. Alright, now here's this no-clip barricade. And see, I don't know if this was supposed to be... Well, I think there might have supposed to have been clipping here. And that, like... maybe when you drop into the mine, you come this way, and then... maybe... I don't know. Because this is like a very direct and almost unimpeded route to this orc. And... I don't know. I don't know why that's like that.
I have all 4 items.
Holy XP.
Stranger, strong warrior B. Give items. Tarak make Ulu Mulu. Here, stranger wear Ulu Mulu and proud. Tarak sleep now.
Tarak sleep now. That's funny. I'm gonna interrupt your sleep. Okay.
Thank you. I'll be on my way now.
Stranger have good journey.
Cool. So this is the Ulu Mulu. It's a weapon that does 35 damage. It's a two-hander. And it's not really intended to be used as a weapon, but you can swing it around. But with this equipped, the orcs in the orc village will be neutral to me. They will not attack me on sight. That's not necessary, because I think getting the Ulu Mulu is completely optional. If you are capable of fighting them or sneaking past them and getting to the entrance to the temple, I think you can do that, but getting the Ulu Mulu granted a ton of XP, as you saw, so that was my main incentive to do that. And I think now with the 40 skill points, I do have enough to trigger the, or to learn the 6th circle of magic But I think to do that I have to advance to the next chapter before Zardus will actually teach me. Which I think doesn't happen until... I think I have to go into the Orc Temple and maybe do something in there first.
That's an interesting orc standard you have there. Is that from the former orc slave in the mine?
It's an orcish symbol for friendship. I want to enter the orc town with it.
I hope for your sake that the orcs will respect this thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
See you later.
Oh! See, oh yeah, that was the little plaque window that I was talking about, like back in the very first episode. The new chapter screens would give you those little windows with custom art in them. So since a new chapter has triggered, the merchants should have new inventory. And once again, we're gonna go check all
For the honor of magic.
check all that out.
Show me your goods.
Aha! So now we have sprint potions that last 5 minutes. So I'm gonna buy some of those. In fact, I'm gonna buy all of them. Screw it. Look at all this armor that I could start selling, but I kind of like keeping it around for, like, fashion purposes. Not that I would ever go back and actually bother wearing any of them, but it's still just kind of cool to have. Alright, $37.50. I'll use the rest of that to buy some more healing, or some mana potions. So now with those 36 5-minute sprint potions, I think I should be good on sprint potions for the rest of the game and not need to buy any more ever again. Okay. I still think none of these guys have any interesting dialogue for me. But I also, yeah, I think Wolf has that Minecrawler plate armor finished, so I'll go talk to him before I beat him up and steal all his inventory.
How far did you get with the armor?
I finally found a way to fix those armor plates to each other.
Does that mean that the armor is finished?
Yeah, man, here it is. Really seems to be harder than any other armor in our camp.
Thanks. I owe you something.
That's all right. I always find ways of covering my expenses.
I've gathered some of those Minecrawler armor plates.
Not enough. Bring me more of the...
Alright. Interesting. So the crawler plate armor does 10 more physical, well, 15 total, but it's of course significantly worse on fire and magic. And here's what it looks like. So it's an interesting set of armor. I think as of right now I anticipate being in a lot more combat with physical stuff,
No
then...
problem. There's no problem.
Oh,
Let's see
yo,
who's gonna
Wolf,
swallow
get back
dust.
here.
No problem.
Sad
Man,
performance.
he's just like...
A tiny gust of wind and he would have toppled over anyway.
He's turning and sprinting like he knows it's coming. Oh, and I can steal back my my crawler plates. The ones that I gave him for that armor. That's kind of funny. I don't think he technically didn't use them. And once again, I really...
Sad performance.
I wish there were a
tiny gust of wind
faster
and he would've
way to
toppled
move
over anyway.
inventory. Because it doesn't... I can't... Ah! Oh! Oh! Ooh! Aha! I've got it. 18 years later, I have figured this out.
Put the weapon down.
Sad performance. A tiny gust of wind and he
18
would've
years
toppled
later, I
over
finally
anyway.
figured out how to move multiple things, and so it's to move stacks of 100, and so I have to... It's action key. It's either left shift or left strafe, because I have a really weird control scheme where I use the arrow keys for movement, and then WASD as weapon, walk, jump, and action, and then shift and space are my left and right strafe. So it's either action, left shift, or left strafe, and then right arrow to move a stack of 100. I can't believe it's taken me so long to figure that out. Yo!
He's had enough.
They're just like immediately sprinting these days. Alright, so what's he got? What's he got? Troll Fist. This is now... Yeah, earlier I got the Warrior's Voice. Troll Fist is now, I think, the strongest weapon that you can get. Without...
He's had enough.
Sort of... Without gamey strategies. Like, Lee from the Mercenaries has a unique axe that I think is stronger than that. But you have to, of course,
For
beat
the
him
honor
up
of
to get that,
magic.
and I'm not going to bother with that.
I want to acquire magic writings.
Alright, let's see what Kronos has. He might be invincible, so I don't think I can beat him up. I think I have that Amulet of Stone Skin already.
Better keep out of it. I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Yeah, okay. Amulet of Ore Skin, that's pretty dope. That gives a lot of good protection.
As long as I'm not involved.
As long as I'm not involved.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
That wasn't very clever.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Let's talk about something else instead.
Do you have any 5th circle runes? He's got Wave of Ice, which I believe is just ice block, but it comes out in a 360-degree radius around you, which is kind of boring.
It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead. I better keep out of it.
Now, see, when moving like stacks of items from my inventory, I only need to do action and left strafe or left shift to move 100 of a stack.
You're in trouble. That's how it goes. I'd better keep out of it.
I also wanted to look at... He had a ring of plus 10 mana, and I think I already have 2 of those. Ring of Enlightenment for plus 15 and of each. Okay, no, I do not have a Ring of Mana.
Mate, for the honor.
So I'll go ahead and buy that too.
I want to acquire...
It's possible that Bal Kadar in the swamp camp might have something better, but I'm just gonna buy this now because it's cheap anyway. Whatever.
Hang on, better not go rushing into anything.
Doubt that's ever
All right.
Mate, I passed.
I think that's everyone here. So now I'm gonna warp to Zardus. See what he has, and if he can teach me the 5th or the 6th circle of magic, or if he has, he might have some 5th circle runes I can use. Amulet of Might, that's kind of boring. Amulet of Enlightenment. That's nice. I'll buy that. He's got more of these spell scrolls, and then he's got Rain of Fire. That's the one I want. Alright, that's going to be 2,300. I think it's safe to say I'm never going to have enough dexterity to use those. Sweet, so... let me get back to my magic spells here. Reconfigure my loadout. And unfortunately, there's not a good way to set what order you want your spells equipped, or what slots you want them in, because they always just go by default into whatever's next. So like the first one I equip goes to 4, the next one I equip will go to 5, and now 6 I want that to be Rain of Fire. Let's put 7. Let's make 7 Death to Undead. 8 will be Light again, and then that leaves me 2 for teleporting, so what do I have in 9? Oh, Summon Skeletons is still in 9. Alright, so, cool. Time to warp to the swamp camp and see what they have for sale. Looks like I need about 10,000 XP for another level up. Should be able to get that pretty easily. These main quests are starting to hand out a lot of XP.
Let's talk about something else instead. There was a time when things would have gone very differently.
I'd like... Good!
That wasn't very clever. That won't happen again.
Ooh, so he's got some cool two-handers.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear. Blabbering anymore.
Alright. I want to see if I can beat him up and just steal this. Now, of course these Templars are going to attack me.
He's finished him off. He deserved it.
Let's forget about that argument, okay?
Let's see if he steals my ore. He's not going to steal my ore. So I think I can stand up, pick my weapon up, heal up, and then fight these dudes, and then they might leave me alone when I try to beat up Darien. I think he stole the Templar sword. I don't know.
Let me pass.
I don't know what the Templar just picked up.
Let me pass.
That guy's running. How about if you not yell at me?
Let me pass.
Stop yelling at me. How about you not walk into an area where I'm standing already? Alright, get my...
Same story every time. There must be something about that story after all. You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Alright, so now, I believe...
That was a good hit!
Why, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, so that's like the dynamic combat, or the cool dynamic thing in this game is these NPCs, they remember things like that, so if you've beaten them up before,
He has finished him off.
and you attack somebody else, they'll be like, oh, I don't want anything to do with that. Never mind, and they'll just turn and give you an ignorant blind eye.
You won't have much time to be sorry for it.
This is where my
He has finished him off.
inventory is gonna get cluttered with garbage, and I might regret stealing all of that. Not to say that all that's garbage, a lot of it's super valuable, but now I just have so many weapons to scroll through.
Believe everything you hear.
Alright, Bal Kadar, what you got for me?
I want...
It's not looking good. Yeah, basically nothing. I'll buy that Ring of Lesser Invincibility from him, though, because I have yet to see another copy of that. I got the Greater Invincibility. But, like, once I get my stats up high enough, I'm gonna just switch to rings that will give me defense. And so now when I want to get down to my arrows, I gotta scroll through all this now, which is kind of frustrating. But that works. Alright, 801. So... yeah, like I say, Zardus was... Zardus is supposed to teach me the Sixth Circle of Magic, but he's not teaching it to me yet. I don't know when he's gonna do that. So I'm still gonna hold off on increasing my mana. All right. So I wanted to do that Chromanin quest, and I think the first book is on that high tower at the ruined fortress on the top of the mountain where I met Urshak. Because I climbed it earlier and there was nothing up there, and I think now the book will have spawned now that I have started this stranger quest. The stranger. So I'm gonna go do that. It's chapter 5, so we might have spawned some new enemies, maybe, possibly. Strafe Glitch. 5-minute sprint potion. Looks like that's a new razor. And a bada. And my glitched out sword. Slow slide. Now, unfortunately, from a distance, that forest texture that I keep raving about, that does look a little bit silly from this extreme of a distance to have just that flat border be so starkly contrasted with everything else. But when the game was originally released, the draw distance was not far enough to render the forest, like on the left of the river, on the left of the stream there. It was not strong enough, or the rendering distance was not far enough to be able to see that. And notice that there's also showing that greenish canopy over top, so that's another texture that was missing with the enhanced graphics, and that's finally back. Now, like, the landscape is kind of warping awkwardly in the distance. That's weird. Oh, goodness. Yeah, here's a better look at that green texture on top for the canopy. Alright, so if memory serves correctly, this is the spot to be. Hopefully having the speed potion still on will not screw with my movement too much. Yep, and as I predicted, the old book has spawned. So before I pick that up, I want to take another moment to admire this view. I feel like by disabling DirectX, my draw distance has also decreased. Because I used to be able to see the entire, all the way to the horizon, and now it's significantly less. And back in the original game's release, I might not even be able to render the entire distance of the old camp. That might have been, I might have just been able to barely see to the edge of the nearest edge. Alright, so here's the Chromanum Book 2.
I found the book.
Carried from the tides of time, Chromanum's visions have opened my eyes. No price could be high enough to ever announce my faith in them, for it touched my heart too intensely. What is divided, that's misspelled, will be reunited after being massively separated for a short time. So once again, my memory, I remember exactly where that is, and I can go straight there. I imagine this quest would be a real pain in the ass if you weren't using a guide or didn't know already where to go, because those riddles are, like, they're supposed to be vague. There's supposed to be vague hints about where to go and what to do, but the world map is big enough that I think actually trying to find them using just regular observation and deduction might be too daunting of a task to do, because, like I say, this game is not as big as Morrowind was when Morrowind came out like a year later or whatever, but This is still a sizable... Hello. Still a sizable amount of area to cover. Especially when you're only looking for a tiny little book lying on the floor.
Take care.
This is almost at a point where, like, killing these enemies is almost not worth it because they give so little XP compared to what I need to level up, but hey, every little bit helps. And it does seem that I'm getting respawn more frequently than I thought I would. I love how easy it is to glitch out the sword with the sprint animations, because like you just start running before he completely resets to his neutral pose, and then this happens. And see, like, that bridge spawned in so close to me, and I don't think it was doing that with the DX11 mod. I'm gonna see if that Shadow Beast respawn. I don't think it will have, but that would be pretty cool if it did. No, looks like we're clear. Oh, I do hear a wolf somewhere. Where's the wolf? Oh, there it is. Hey, for fun, glitched out sword. And thought I heard a scavenger nibbling on something. Maybe not. What? Now I only need 8,000 XP for the next level up. Storm of fire, these guys. Actually, let me demonstrate rain of fire. Oh no, I'm probably not going to be able to now. This guy's going to interrupt me. Alright, here comes rain of fire if these guys don't interrupt me. This is so awesome. God, I love that spell. So it did a certain amount of damage right off the bat, and then I think it was doing damage over time. Like it would occasionally proc for more damage, and it was enough to kill all those guys, however many of those wargs for one spell cost, which is pretty cool. And we'll just do Firestorm on this lone snapper. I want to double check how much the damage comparison is between those two spells. So Firestorm can potentially do 500 because it's 10 or 50 per charge, and you can charge it 10 times. Whereas Rain of Fire, it says it only does 100. But I feel like it does more than that, because I think that it might be 100 per fire rain projectile, and it drops like a lot of those over time, so it might end up doing as much or more. Alright, so this is about the area where I expect to find the next Kramanen book. So it was talking about something being divided and then reuniting. What is divided will be reunited after being massively separated for a short time. So that is talking about this stream being separated by this rock formation. So I think near, on either this side or the other side, I think it's this side, I think I see the floating book, will be the next Kramanen book. So since the stream, I wonder if the stream flows. Yeah, so the stream flows from this side to this side, and so the side that I'm on is where the stream reunited. Alright, so let's read book 3.
I found the book.
O ancient gods, how can it be that a man like me, simple and unworthy, may receive such a great legacy? I feel great fear to lose all of it again by a slight faltering in a word or deed. The wise fisherman occasionally tries to get lucky on the other side of the lake. So if I remember that correctly, that is outside the entrance to the water mages, or to the new camp. There's that ruined fishing hut overlooking the little pond outside the new camp. And so I think that's the fisherman's hut it's referencing, and you just cross the water to the other side to get the next Kramanen book. And these guys remember me, and I'm gonna knock him out because I never got the experience for defeating this guy the first time. Haha, how's it feel many days or weeks later? Good buddy Milton. Wait, does he? Okay, I thought for a second he had health damage. And actually, these guards over here might aggro me because they're old camp as well. Yep. And so these guys are gonna get murdered. Sorry, not sorry. Nice. I think that was a crit. One of the goblins respawned. Oh, no, we got two of them, okay. Getting a little bit closer to that next level up. Alright. This should be approaching the destination. Anything else respawn over here? There's a lizard. Alright, so I believe these are the fishermen's huts. And if you jump across... Oh. And swim across, I believe the other book will be here somewhere. And here it is.
I found the book.
I dare not hope to be in the presence of Kermanen one day. Gone are the days of wasting and wailing, so easy it will be to achieve absolute perfection. I'm not far from it. Long forgotten are the deeds of those who were once aboard. Alright, so that is the... I believe that is the wrecked ship. The wrecked ship with the fire lizards. So now to run all the way over there and get some kills along the way. If I can get the kills along the way. Okay, there we go. This kind of almost starts cutting back into orc territory. And if I turn up this way, it will. Going this way is kind of taking me a little bit off course, but I do want to get that XP. Ooh, a shadow beast, that's cool. I'll kit it with the storm of fire to start. Let me get some potion action. Anything else? Oh, alright. A streamer with fine taste, you say? I rather agree. This Gothic is one of my all-time favorite games. Probably is my favorite game of all time just because of the sort of niche appeal and the fact that I played this for the first time when I was 13 or 14 when it had just come out, and so it was kind of just a mind-altering experience for me. Like, wow, games can be like this? I had no idea. And this game and then Gothic 2 immediately after kind of spoiled me from being able to appreciate Morrowind when that came out. So right now I'm in Chapter 5. I just got the Ulumulu to get into the Orc Village safely, but I'd already been there and killed a bunch of ones outside, so right now I'm just working on the Chromanon quest to find all the books. And I think I overshot the coast where this other one is. Yeah, okay, it's over this way. I was thinking about going into Risen after this, but playing Gothic 1 again is making me really want to get back into Gothic 2, so I think I'll have to do that next. I have played Gothic 1 and 2 like 4 or 5 times over the years, but I've only played Risen, the first Risen, the one time. And Risen was pretty good, but it had some issues where it felt like it just came up a little short in some ways. Largely that as if it had just, it's kind of like half-baked, so they just didn't finish making it, I feel. Like the second half of that game just kind of ran out of content. Alright, Chromanon 5.
I found the book.
But I shall not walk this path alone. This honor is mine. I must accept to share the power within myself with the worthy ones who are to come and find me. I hope they're coming soon. You'll find me where it all began. So that is pointing back to the Fog Tower, which I can access from this seaside cave over here. It's getting a little dark. So somewhere in here, I think might literally be that same room where I fought the skeleton mage. I think is where I'll find the next book, and my frame rate's getting a little kind of like it's like stuttering almost. I think it's just the camera bouncing around inside these tunnels. It's not inside a chest, is it? Well, they kind of did make Gothic 3 with a better story with Elix. Oh, the corpse here. This is what I need. Let me read this book here.
I found misleading words.
Oh, hello. Run away! Actually, maybe I can rain a fire these guys. Yeah, but like I was saying, I played Elix. Oh, hello. Ah, leave me alone. Ah. I played Elix when that came out, and I absolutely loved that game. I felt like Elix was the best game that Piranha Bytes have released since... maybe since Gothic 2. Honestly, like... Risen was pretty good for what it was, being like a step in the right direction after the colossal failure of Gothic 3, but I really liked Elix a lot. It wasn't perfect, it still had some sort of typical Piranha Bytes shortcomings, and there are still several things that Gothic 1 and 2 do better than Elix, but that felt so much better than Risen 2 or 3 or Gothic 3 or even a step above the first Risen, I felt. I know I gotta come back down here and kill these skeletons. I don't know if there's like more, if there's gonna be quest resolution for killing the skeletons. I think I just get the XP for killing them. Alright. I feel like that didn't do nearly as much as I thought it would. There's still so many of them. Alright. Again, I think the whole point of this was just to find that corpse and then be ambushed by the skeletons. So there might not be any kind of special reward. I hope that Skeleton Mage the corpse despawned, because I think the Skeleton Mage might have possibly had stuff on it, but... Oh, there's another one? Is this the same one? What's going on? I killed the one over there. Ah, maybe it doesn't have special loot. But this is one of like the only side quests that appear later in this game, and that's... If I have any sort of major complaint about Gothic 1, other than the fact that the controls and technical aspects are... Like, it has those glitches and the controls are really wonky and things like that, is that the game gets to be a little too linear after the first chapter, where there's not much to do except following the main quest line. Now, in the game's favor, the main quest line is pretty good. It's got a lot of steps in it and a couple of interesting turns, and I really like some of the quests in it, like the focus stones, but at the same time, it does just get to be a little too straightforward at times, where it's just, okay, go here, do this, go here, do that. And Gothic 2 improves on that a little bit more with its quests later on. It gives you more side quests as new chapters open up. Alright, so now I think all I need to do is go into the Sleeper Temple. So let me warp to Zardus and make my way inside. Okay, I think it's this way. Something respawned over here. Oh, it's a biter. Let's see if any razors. Yep, here's a razor. I missed. Don't think the fire lizards respawned. And Urshak is still here, so with the Ulu Mulu, I think I can get some new dialogue out of him. Where is the Ulu Mulu? I got too many weapons in my inventory. Oh. I don't get new dialogue. That's a little disappointing. Alright, so I believe at this point I am ready to head into the Orc Village.